Because Die Hard with a Vengeance has Sam Jackson.
Well, Die Hard with a Vengeance is basically just Die Hard, isn't it?
No.
No, wait.
Die Hard 2 is basically just Die Hard.
You're going to be really loud because you're yelling at me.
I'm not yelling. I'm speaking in a tone
I told you he's always
appropriate.
The loudest.
What?
What?
What did you say?
I said that you're always the loudest.
Oh, well, I project.
That's true.
It's because you're the boss.
What did you say, men are gross?
Yeah.
Men are gross. Welcome to the Heavy Peas Podcast, where we're just peas in a pod. I'm Stephanie.
I'm MJ.
I'm Craig.
Hello.
And I'm gross.
I mean, yeah.
You're not gross.
I'm a man.
You're the exception.
That's
Okay.
not true. Can they see what's happening right now?
They cannot.
Oh, count yourself lucky.
I'm just getting a foot massage.
I mean, maybe they can. I'm probably going to bring the frame in a little bit, but like Bigley has solidly been happily licking Craig's foot for several minutes.
Feet. He moves from one to
That's
the
true,
other.
he did. MJ will probably forget and let him kiss her face again.
Oh no, Billy! I'm going.
Insert clip here.
Asking for a kiss. Can I have a kiss? In my mouth.
It was like he got your tooth. Sorry about that.
Keep in mind that this happened after he spent the last 5 minutes or so licking my feet.
No, I'm gonna kiss your kiss spot, but not your mouth spot. It's gross.
His kiss spot is right here.
Are you gonna go kiss her?
He is. He's like, I'm coming for that face.
No.
That's me. I'm coming for that mouth. I'm coming for that mouth.
Squiggly scootly, I'm coming for that mouth.
You're a good boy, Billy.
Billy, do you want to give him a kiss?
No.
Or you want to give me one now?
What? You don't care.
I would prefer him not do it
Come on,
immediately after.
You've never been bothered by it before.
I don't know that I've ever been like, come give me a kiss right after he's licked your feet.
Oh, well, I don't think you've necessarily told him to come give you a kiss, but
I don't know if I've
he has.
noticed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it
that is
happens.
unfortunate.
Whatever. My feet are clean. I don't have vinegar feet.
Okay, we don't have to talk about that. This whole section is getting cut out.
What are vinegar
My
feet?
You should smell Stephanie's feet after a day of
I
work.
don't want to smell Stephanie's feet. I'm not a
My-
freak.
I mean,
certain days, not every day, but
not-
certain days, my feet smell like vinegar after work. I don't
Yeah.
know what it's about.
and it's not that you have to be like,
Oh no, you can't.
no, you can smell them from across the room.
Across the room?
Well, maybe not quite that far, but at least like 4 or 5
I'm
feet
gonna
away.
normalize smelly feet. I'm not cutting this part out.
You're a lucky man, Craig.
Am I?
Me and my vinegar feet.
Yeah. Great.
Hey, you're 8 years in, okay?
Yep.
Where's that ring, bitch?
Whoa.
I joke.
You guys have drinks. I have no drink.
You want to drink? We'll get a beer.
I already had a beer. No,
Go
it's
get another one.
fine.
These are non-alcoholic if you want a peach mojito. They're
No,
very good. You can have 2 beers.
I'm not gonna have a beer. I was gonna have like a scotch or an old fashioned or something.
Scotch or old fashioned or
Go
something.
do that.
Okay.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. I feel like I sort of went for a theme at first, and then my theme was, what do I find interesting? But the theme started out with, what are your boundaries? Like, what are your boundaries?
Don't touch my armpits.
Okay, so our first one comes from r/AITAH, which is more interpersonal conflict.
Okay. What's the H stand for?
Whole.
Oh.
Like there's AITA, which
Yeah.
has a lot of rules to it, and AITAH is for posts that break the rules.
I see.
Am I the asshole for not having sex with my husband after his father passed away?
Depends. Is he using it as a reason for you to sex him?
Oh, that is good. My husband, 38 male, and I, 40 female, have been married for 8 years and have a 4-year-old son. 3 weeks ago, my husband's father unexpectedly passed away. It was very shocking for the entire family, and we are all grieving. Because he passed away the week before Thanksgiving, the funeral was scheduled for this coming Friday. My husband is the oldest of 3 brothers, so he has taken a lot of responsibility with helping plan the funeral, get the estate in order, and help his mom pretty much plan everything she needs. His youngest brothers help when and where they can, but they don't take initiative like my husband does. This has made my husband very stressed lately. I've done my best to be patient and understanding with him, but he seems angry all the time. It doesn't help that our relationship hasn't been the best for the past 6 months or so. We started couples therapy about 2 months ago, but our therapist has been on paternity leave for the past month, so we haven't been able to meet with him. One of the ways my husband relieves stress is through sex. But one of the biggest reasons we started couples therapy is because our sex life has been virtually non-existent. We've had sex maybe 5 to 6 times this year. Due to some childhood trauma, not assault, sex and physical affection can be difficult for me. It's something I've always struggled with, and my husband has been very understanding, but I know it's frustrating for him. This all came to a head the other day when he was very clearly stressed. He was short and snappy with me and our son. He ended up retreating to the basement, and when I went down to talk with him, things got even worse. I tried to console him and figure out what was bothering him, but he just said he's sad and angry. I asked him if there was anything that would cheer him up, and he said, yeah, sex. I told him I don't really have an interest in sex right now because I'm exhausted and I've been having headaches all the time from stress. And he said that he just wants to feel something other than hurt and pain. And I told him that he's going to have to find a different release for that. He then said the meanest thing he's ever said to me. If you're not going to fuck me, leave me alone. You always have an excuse to not have sex, and I'm tired of being rejected all the time. If we're not going to have sex, what are we even doing? I told him that was very mean, and I understand that he's grieving, but we're all hurting right now, and his wants and needs are not more important than anyone else's. I told him I know he doesn't mean that, but I'll give him some space. He said he absolutely means it. His dad's death made him realize that life is too short to stay in a situation that doesn't work for you, and this clearly doesn't work for him. I told him we should wait and talk with our couples therapist about this, and he said, what's the point? Nothing's going to change. I'm sick of sugarcoating this so I don't hurt your feelings. I ended up crying myself to sleep that night, and he's barely spoken to me since. Everything is a one-word answer. When I try to talk to him about how he's feeling, he always says he's fine and wants to get through the funeral on Friday and relax this weekend. I was talking to a friend about this because I needed to vent. She told me that he's probably just grieving and doesn't actually mean the things he said. But I'm worried that he's telling the truth about how he feels, and he's just checked out of our marriage. I know he's grieving, but he's been such a jerk, and he's so mean all the time now.
I have 2 things.
Okay.
Hire a divorce.
Divorce?
Hire a divorce lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Trauma doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole. And he needs therapy. Like,
So
on his own.
He's the asshole.
Yeah, that's a really shitty thing to say. I mean, I feel like that's something that should have been discussed before marriage and children. Because, like, I feel like that's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, you don't need to be a dick.
Right.
Grieving is not, like, everybody grieves differently, but you don't, that's not just like a free card to be an asshole whenever you want to be.
I mean, I think there's more nuance there. I think, their marital problems compound the death of his dad. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't give him the right to be an asshole, but I don't know. To me, there are either no assholes or everybody's an asshole. Like, I feel like she's not making any concessions for him either. Like, she talks about how everybody's grieving, but it's his dad.
Yeah.
He might be grieving a little
Right,
more.
right.
I don't know. No means no. If she doesn't want to have sex, you should.
No,
Well,
I'm not saying
no.
she should just, no means no, but yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
So the rating on this is kind of torn. I have NTA for having issues and struggles, but YTA for expecting him to go to couples counseling so he can further understand why you're not sleeping with him. You rejecting him this one time is not the point. You being dead in the bedroom is. And I'm just trying to scroll through. Basically, people are like, your relationship is over. He definitely meant it. You guys are on different pages. There's not a ton of rating in here. Someone says begrudgingly NTA
Well,
because begrudgingly NTA specifically for not having sex when you don't want to, but you're the asshole in every other way here. You should come to the terms with the fact your marriage is over.
yeah. Also, here's the other option. Want sex toys. If he really wants it that bad, sex toys.
But I mean, that's not like the same.
There's
Like
no
it's an orgasm, but
yeah.
if he wants like the connection and
Yeah, I mean there are different ways to get that connection, but at the same time, that would be a part of their relationship that they would have needed to discuss.
yeah.
So
I kind of agree with Craig. I think that either everyone sucks or nobody does. Like they're in couples counseling because she doesn't want to have sex. It's not that they are not communicating well about it. It's she has an issue with sex, which is fine, but that's not couples counseling. You go to individual counseling to work through that. That's not a couples. It's a couples problem. It's not a problem to be solved by the couple. It's a problem she needs to solve or work on, I should say, for the benefit of the couple. But it's her work to do.
I feel like they could both use counseling.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
And then come together and the tools that they learned on their own, talk to the marriage counselor about that, and then figure out how to incorporate that.
There was one that got deleted. Dang it. It was a good one. It was like, am I the asshole for being upset that our son will not get the family name? He wanted to name his son like whatever the 7th. And she didn't like it. And she initially agreed. And then later on was like, I don't like that name. And he was like, well, she's controlling the pregnancy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, names are a 2 yes, 1 no. Like, if one of you says no to a name, it's a no.
Yeah. At least he didn't want to name his kid Batman.
What's the kid? Did you ever watch The League?
No.
Chalupa Batman.
Chalupa Batman. But that's fiction. A friend of mine, his son's middle name is Batman.
A friend of mine, her son's name is Gohan.
Like his first name?
Middle.
Okay. Yeah, that's about the same.
Why? I had a fruit bat named Julio in my dream.
I mean, we talked about Quinn as a middle name.
Quinn's a good name.
Quinn's just, yeah, and Quinn, it's not like Quinzel, like we didn't go specific on it.
Quinn, I like the name Quinn just as a name for anybody.
Mm-hmm. Our next one is also AITAH. Am I the asshole for telling my husband he has to let my dad witness his colonoscopy?
Yes.
So I guess this post breaks the rules of AITA. My mother-in-law wants to be in the room when I give birth. She's an unpleasant, pushy woman, and none of her own daughters have allowed her near them when they gave birth. My sisters-in-law are all at least 12 years older than my husband and are done having children. I am the last chance for my mother-in-law to see the birth of a grandchild.
Don't be a bitch.
I have zero interest in letting that judgmental old woman see me down there. She has objected to me from the beginning because I have tattoos and am not in any way interested in being a stay-at-home wife. I have a lot of tattoos and a career I plan on continuing. My husband is her baby boy. He's a good husband and has stood up for me against her many times. When she tried to intervene with our wedding, he put his foot down. When she tried to convince him that we should move to his hometown so he could work, but I would not be able to find an employer in my line of work, he said no, because my career is important to me. And while we could live off his earnings and the cost of living is lower in his hometown, our combined earnings are much better together. She started crying to him that all she wants is to see a grandchild be born. All her friends have experienced it, and she wants it. He's starting to crumble under her emotional blackmail. So I made it clear that the only way I would agree is if, before my birth, my husband made arrangements for my father to witness him getting a colonoscopy. He needs a ride anyway, so 2 birds, 1 stone, you know? He said I'm being ridiculous, but I said, well, none of my brothers would let my dad see them get a colonoscopy, so he feels left out. He understood my point, but his mother is upset that I use such a stupid comparison. She said it isn't the same thing at all. I offered to let her watch me get a Brazilian wax, and she hasn't called this week. I know seeing a baby born might be her dream, but I'm not interested. Am I the asshole?
No.
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 Yeah, not at all.
I love the comparison to a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
Oh, my brothers didn't let my dad watch someone shove a camera in their ass, so, like...
Well, here's the thing. In that situation, if he's not gonna, like, tell his mom no, she can tell him that he can't come in, and the nurses and the doctor will make damn sure that neither of them get in.
Well, I think that, like, there's two parents in that delivery room. One of them is helping, and one of them is working. And whoever, like, it's a stressful thing. It's still dangerous. Whatever she says goes. If she says you're not allowed in here, you're not allowed in there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What do you think about that comparison?
It's not the same, but you
No.
know, it's humorous.
Yeah, it is. I've had both. I've given birth and had a colonoscopy. I would be more okay
I
with
thought you were going to say Anne had a Brazilian.
No. I would be more okay with someone witnessing the birth of my child over a colonoscopy because they put you out for a colonoscopy.
I don't know that I would want anyone below the sheet.
Well, no, nobody is below the sheet.
I mean, can't dad stand and, like, watch?
Motherfucker better not.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody is below the like
No.
the sheet. It goes the doctor, the sheet, us.
Sometimes they'll have dad, like, hold a leg up, but
You can do that from behind the sheet. You
Yeah.
can do that from this side of the sheet. Nobody needs to be on this side of the sheet.
I don't.
There's some trauma happening on that side of the sheet.
Craig was at the part of the birth for Jason. I don't remember how long you stayed.
No, I wasn't. I was
you were-
there
you-
a couple days before.
A couple of days?
During
Yeah,
labor.
Because no, you thought you were going to go into labor that day, and I came to hang out.
Well, yeah, and
And-
I remember you being there in the ball, but I ended up having to have a C-section. But I think you
Yeah.
were gone before that happened.
Yeah, no, it was like a day or two before.
I want to say the day because I don't think it took 2 days, but it might have. I don't know. I don't remember a lot of that time.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember you being there. I don't remember what was happening.
It was you and me and your asshole ex
yeah.
sat around and watched The Princess Bride.
Fun.
I should,
Except for the asshole ex.
Yeah,
there are times that
he
I
probably didn't enjoy it because he's an asshole.
Yeah. Well, he went to work the next day.
Yeah.
So supportive.
No.
Speaking of asshole exes, it's a good transition. This one comes from r/Am I the Asshole? Traditional subreddit. I, 28 female, have 2 children. 8 with my ex, 43 male, and 1 on the way with my current boyfriend of 6 years. That was worded very strangely. My 8-year-old visits his father once every month for 4 days. During this time, I do supply food and clothes and other essentials. However, if the ex reaches out and says he'd like to take our son out, I pay for that, and Christmas and birthday presents. I want our son to have a strong relationship with his father, and I don't care that I have to pay. Our son doesn't know that I pay currently. Issues have arisen since I've become pregnant, and my boyfriend thinks I should stop paying. X is unemployed through his own choices. I'm not paying for my ex, though. I'm paying for my son. My boyfriend and mother-in-law insist that I'm the asshole, that my ex is getting in the way, and our son will either learn what a deadbeat his dad is, or his dad will step up. My argument is our son shouldn't have to know what his dad is like. He sees his dad 4 days a month at most. Usually it's about 2. So I don't pay that much. And whenever X reaches out, it's asking me for coffee or anything. I don't go unless we're talking about our son.
I don't know because eventually the kid's gonna have their own opinion of their dad. I don't know, man. I don't know because at one point she's taking care of her kid and she's making sure the kid's being taken care of. I don't think she's being the asshole. I think the dad's being the asshole.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what you mean the current boyfriend
Well, both
or
the current boyfriend and the ex.
and the ex? Yeah, I mean, to say that he's unemployed through his own choices, okay, what that's vague. Um, so I am hesitant to just say the ex is an asshole. Also, maybe, sure, it's possible, but um, for her to just tell her current boyfriend, "Hey, I'm paying for my son to go do these things while he's with his dad because his dad can't afford it." I don't think that makes her an asshole by any means.
Right.
I think it makes her boyfriend a little bit of an asshole for judging her for that.
Yeah.
Um, if the ex is truly a deadbeat that isn't trying to better himself, then yeah, he's kind of an asshole. But people lose their
Disabilities.
jobs. Not everyone can find a job quickly and easily.
Wow. The disparity. That's not the word. The discrepancy.
Disparity is correct.
Okay. Is crazy. NTA for making sure your son is taken care of while he's with his father. Your ex has been waiting to burp. Your ex is clearly the asshole. You're giving money that goes to your son while he's with his father. I don't think that makes you an asshole. I think it's good that you're doing what you can to keep your son's father in his life. Next one. No assholes here. You're doing what's best for your son. Realistically, your boyfriend and mother-in-law are probably right. And then someone says, the mother-in-law shouldn't even be involved in this. The next one. No assholes here. You're trying to protect your son. Your boyfriend is worried. The only one in the wrong is your ex. You're the asshole. Tell your son that his dad is a deadbeat and save your money.
It's not that easy.
NTA,
It's not that simple
right.
either.
NTA, your boyfriend is worried that you're diverting resources from his child to your ex. NTA, you're putting your son's needs and happiness first. YTA, you're setting your son up to be sorely disappointed when you can't do something and his dad won't help him. Like, the spectrum is so broad here.
Well, it's also because the post is a little vague.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, is the ex... it's only 10 hours old, too, so there's no official judgment yet. But, like, I don't think she's the asshole. I do think that her son is in for a world of hurt when he realizes who his dad is.
Yeah.
Like, you're putting your ex up on a pedestal only for your son to realize
His dad sucks.
Yeah.
A little bit. Well, and like, again, there's no saying maybe the ex is disabled. Maybe the ex can't work. Maybe the ex just lost his job and he's in the midst of looking for a job.
So the only issue I have with the ex is doing the math in my head. She was 20 and he was 35.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's a little gross.
Oh,
A
all the other ones that I had have been deleted.
No.
I had like 6 or 7 of them, and they've all been deleted. They were so good.
Womp womp.
Look at the first one. You don't have to read it. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
What's it say?
Am I the a-hole for grabbing my boobs in class?
No.
I'm going to read it now.
Okay.
I, 16 female, am a junior in high school. A little backstory, this wasn't a sexual thing towards the teacher.
Oh no, I wouldn't think it was.
Anyway, the other day in school, I was in my history class when my boobs felt misplaced and the only thing I could do was adjust them. I was trying to do this nonchalantly, but clearly I wasn't because when I looked up, my teacher was staring at me, clearly
Ew.
upset.
Ew.
He walked over to me and told me to stay after class.
No.
After class, he scolded me and told me it was inappropriate to touch myself in class and said that he would have to talk to my guidance counselor about this. I was upset because I was just a girl who felt like her boobs were in the wrong place. I didn't mean to make him uncomfortable. I didn't even know he was looking. He said, I'm making him uncomfortable as a male teacher, and it was a distraction for the male students. I'm pretty sure no one else was paying attention to me. Am I the a-hole?
No.
Not the asshole.
No.
Especially because,
He's a grown fucking man. He can avert his eyes.
Yeah, so I mean, he shouldn't have been looking that intently, anyways. But yeah, if she felt maladjusted in her bra,
Do you know?
fix that.
I'm like, has the teacher never adjusted himself?
Okay, but also, like, do you know how many boys that I saw adjusting themselves in class, and I would like notice and then say "ew" and avert my eyes very quickly, like.
Well, and especially because if a guy was adjusting himself in, middle school, high school, whatever, he probably had a hard on.
Ew.
It happens.
I know.
It's hormones.
Boys in school just be popping them,
It happens.
No reason
God.
boners.
At least all of our stuff was just inside. Like, all of our stuff is secret.
Yeah. No, it's not secret for guys. It's like, hey, check it out.
No, I don't want to check it out.
I'm not even, like, there's not even anything in particular. I thought about mashed potatoes, and boop, there it is. Okay, how close am I on that, though?
No, not thinking about mashed potatoes, because a guy's brain, especially at that age, is like sex all the time.
Okay, so that again, Buffy. That reminds me of that scene from Buffy where she can read minds, and Xander's like, math, boobs. No, baseball, boobs.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
He was like, not baseball. No, Gettysburg Address, boobs. She's like, oh my god.
I mean, yeah. It's evolution.
Okay, you know what's weird about evolution, though?
What?
Is that men, women peak sexually, like, in their 30s.
Yeah.
And men peak sexually, like, early 20s, I think.
Yeah.
So, in theory, cougars should be the norm.
Yeah.
No.
But, like, it's the opposite. You, like, 30-year-old men are going after 20-year-old women, and I'm like, you're going to be way past your prime when she's, like, ready for it.
So...
I don't... Yeah. I've tried dating younger men. It's gross.
I was going to say, also, it depends on what you define as peaking sexually. In terms of sexual drive, sure, that is probably accurate. In terms of, reproductive...
I think it's drive.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I'm saying, like, when women peak sexually in terms of drive, they're probably past the point where it's as safe as it could be for them to be reproducing.
You saying I can't have a baby?
No,
you can have a baby. It would just be considered geriatric.
I thought that was after 40.
It is after.
It's after 30.
Is it after 30?
Yeah, because you hit menopause at 40.
No, you don't. My boss is 55 and has not hit menopause.
Well, that's typically. Everybody's different, but no.
I'm pretty sure you hit menopause in your 50s.
Yeah, I was going to say mid-40s to 50s.
I know that geriatric starts at like 30.
I mean, you work in the medical field, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Because, like, anything after 35 is considered geriatric high risk. And your eggs are considered old at 30. I tried to donate eggs when I was 30. They did not let me. They said my eggs were too old.
Your eggs are all brittle.
And I said, but I don't want them.
This tastes like if there was alcohol in it, it would make me sick.
But
so there's a lot of sugar, is what you're saying.
I think it's 26 grams. It's good.
That's not for me.
I burped and was like, this is the kind of thing that I would get sick.
Not for me.
It's good as a not alcoholic drink.
Mm-hmm. It tastes like it fools me. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my half-sister she and her siblings can figure out shit with their dad on their own?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, these are not teenagers. I, 36 female, have a brother, 38 male, and we have 3 half-siblings from our dad's second marriage. They're 25, 23, and 21. My brother and I lost our mom as kids. Our dad took a year and told us that was enough time hanging on to the past. He married within the year of saying that, so a little under 2 years after the death of our mom. He told us once people die, they need to be left in the past after a period of time, and you can Work on filling their role and replacing them as much as you can.
No.
The whole thing was gross. He would become extremely frustrated when we did not leave mom in the past. His second wife was also part of this mindset. It worked for her, so she really pushed for us to do the same. When she was pregnant with half-sister, she told us it would be unfair for the baby to be born in an ununited family, and that my brother and I had to accept that she's our mom now, and she had taken our mom's place. Dad cheered her on with that little talk. My brother and I were never close to our half-siblings. They picked up a lot of their parents' attitude about leaving mom in the past and let the second wife be the mom. They blamed us for others knowing we were not a true nuclear family, and instead a blended family. I never cared. My brother enjoyed seeing Dad and the second wife have egg on their face when they would claim we were her kids, and people knew because of us that she was a stepmom at best, but more like Dad's wife. Excuse me? Second wife died a few months ago, and the half-siblings all believed that Dad would be widowed for the rest of his life and not remarry because he loved their mom so much. They wanted to talk to him about having one of them live with him or for him to live with the half-sister. And he told them he was already looking for his replacement wife. Months. It's been months. The half-siblings went nuts and tried to involve my brother and I, but this had nothing to do with us. Neither of us have talked to our dad in almost 2 decades. We hardly even talk to them. My half-sister decided she wanted a face-to-face talk about this with me when she tried to say, as the only girls, how unfair it was to her mom that Dad replace her. She told me we need to get on board and help them with Dad and figure out how to stop him. I told her that was none of our concern. Dad replaced our mom, so I don't care if he replaces someone I never cared about. She told me I should care, and her mom did an amazing job with my brother and I told her she and her brothers are adults and are way older than my brother and I were when we lost our mom and Dad remarried. So they can figure shit out with Dad without us. I also reiterated I would not lend assistance on this. I was told I'm a shitty sister, person, daughter, and that I fucking suck. Am I the asshole?
No.
I would say everyone's the asshole here. Like, she's the asshole for... It's not that she doesn't care, it's more that she wants revenge, is my perspective on it. You know, she's pissed off about how things went when she was a kid. Not unjustifiably. Like, I think she has reason to be pissed off at, you know, Dad especially. But, you know, the relationship that she cultivated or didn't cultivate with her half-siblings, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with her parents. Like, the fact that they kind of bought into her dad and their mom's viewpoint, yeah, that I'm sure played into it. But, you know, she's pissed off at the dad, and she's kind of taking it out on the half-siblings that thought, oh, well, he'll be different with our mom. Why? I mean, like, they knew where their dad came from because they had 2 half-siblings. Yeah, I think the poster is an asshole because really what they want is revenge. The you know, the half-siblings are assholes for expecting the poster to help them with something that, why would they?
The hypocrisy,
you know? Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they have, in OP's defense, she has not talked to her dad in 20 years.
Yeah, no.
Why is she going to call him now?
I feel like it's not like, the way that I see it in my mind is that she wasn't looking for revenge. She's just looking to be excluded from the narrative, and they're bringing her back into the narrative that she has never wanted to be a part of. And the reason I think that is because she went no contact with her dad for 20 years. I feel like if she wanted revenge, she would have continued talking to her father.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess maybe it's less revenge towards her father and more revenge towards the half siblings, because they were like,
Just let our
she,
mom be your mom.
yeah, exactly.
I think that if we were to give people a rating, I think, because I understand both sides. If I got a call from my sibling who if I got a call right now from my 21-year-old half sibling that kind of was always awful to me, because
Yeah.
it seems awful, like, just let our mom be your mom, like, forget your mom, she doesn't matter anymore because she's dead, our
Yeah.
mom's still here. She probably hates those siblings,
Yeah.
and so if she's like, whatever, I'm not going to deal with this anymore, and she bails, and then 20 years later they go, oh yeah, our mom died and your dad wants to get remarried, help us, I would also say, no, that's my dad, that he did it to me, he's doing it to you, he's not going to listen to me, no.
So I guess the reason I feel like that's what makes you the asshole there is that there's no compassion. Like,
there's really not.
You know what your dad is, and you know how much that hurts.
Yeah.
And regardless of how you feel about that person, they are still a human being and they are in pain, and you've been through that pain, but you're saying, fuck off.
Yeah, somebody in the comments literally says, now you know how we felt when our mom died and yours moved in.
Yeah.
I mean, the overall vote here is NTA. I can't actually find anything other than that. Every single person has said, no, everybody in the like, I think it's very cold.
Yeah.
To say, like, no, I don't care. Sorry about your mom. I'm not involved here. It is a little cold, but it's also like, if she talked to the dad on a regular basis, sure, and like kept a relationship with all those people, and then she called and she was like, well, now you know how it feels, fuck off, and hung up, that's a problem. But she's like, I haven't called my dad in 20 years. I'm certainly not calling him now for something that you gave me crap about when I was a kid.
Right.
I think not, ma'am.
Yeah. I don't think the poster's the asshole. I can see where you're coming from, but putting myself in that situation, I would say, sorry, no.
Like, it might make me an asshole to do it, but I would totally
I don't
take that same stance.
I don't know that I would necessarily try to intervene on the half siblings' behalf with the dad if I was the poster, but I think I would offer more than sucks to be you.
That's fair. That you're talking more about like the way they treated their step siblings.
Yeah.
I think it also depends on the treatment, because siblings can be pretty shitty to other siblings.
Yeah. But also they're adults, so like, let some of that go.
Yeah.
Right. She hasn't talked to her dad since she was 16. She's 36 now, and she's still bitter about it.
Yeah.
I just realized I can still read these. Because she didn't have a large family, and hers was dysfunctional, my wife has always enjoyed the holidays more than I have. I've already celebrated as many large Christmases as I need, having grown up in a large family. Though it wasn't a huge event, she is fixated on making holidays special because we have children, 2, 5, and 12. She's created numerous customs over the years, such as having the kids help decorate a bookcase and a tree. She's aware that I wouldn't claim to enjoy any of that. I let her do it since I don't want to be involved and I don't have time for that on the weekends. She continues to ask me if I want to help, if I want to make gingerbread houses with them, or if I want to go see the lights with them, which takes forever. I was quite explicit, so I stayed in the bedroom with the door locked today while she put up the tree to prevent all of it. It's the weekend, it's my time, and I just want to unwind. But she acts like I have holiday-related trauma and calls me the asshole for not wanting to participate. I failed to see the big deal. I was also called the asshole by her for educating our kids that Santa isn't real. I don't know why she's so upset. They didn't even believe me. She's trying to give the kids what she didn't have, and I get that, but I don't think it's my responsibility that she had a difficult upbringing. It seems like something she should move past rather than attempting to make up for lost time. Am I the asshole?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like,
This is one that got deleted because he got so downvoted.
There was a comment that I saw in there that said, "Yes, the asshole. Do you even like your family?"
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of my first thought is, why do you have a family? Why?
Yeah.
Well, and like, children are what make the holidays fun.
Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, he originally said that he doesn't want to participate because he came from a large family with large family Christmases.
Mm-hmm.
She's not asking him to participate in a large family Christmas. She's asking him to participate with her
In their
and their
family
3 kids.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
growing up
pretty normal.
Growing up the child of, you know, a divorced couple and having, you know, one family that was relatively large and one family that was not after my parents remarried. I know what both of those things are like, and there's ups and downs to both, you know. Like Christmases on my mom's side, you haven't even met all of the extended family. Like, you've met a couple aunts and uncles and cousins, but yeah, like the Christmas at the lake house, that was rowdy. And usually for me, it was me and the cousins. So there was like 4 or 5 of us just hanging out in a room playing games together. And then, you know, the more subdued aspect would be the closer, more nuclear gatherings. So,
I mean,
yeah,
you've met my family.
Yeah,
they are a rowdy crew.
Yeah.
I've had big Christmases. I like big Christmas. I like small Christmas. I like Christmas.
yeah.
I don't like Christmas, but I do for Jason.
Billy,
Why don't you like Christmas?
Billy, do you like Christmas?
I
mean, that's fair. You don't have to have a reason.
well,
I mean, if it's just family stuff,
it's family stuff, and also it's just exhausting.
it is a tiring day.
I'm a homebody, and you can't be a homebody at Christmas.
What are you talking about? Christmas is at home.
Not for me. Christmas
Got to
is
go places.
Yeah.
Make people come to your house.
I have a tiny apartment with 3 people and 2 dogs.
Billy, how do you feel about Christmas?
How do you feel about Christmas? Thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for your time. We're going to go ahead and go. So that's all. Bye!
Bye!